Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand. Shuddhatma Bhagavan.
Jai Sachidana, buenos días.
Buenos días. Buenos días. Yes. Marcela, Luz, Patricia, Cecilia, Dev, Dasi, Herman, Gabi, Olga, and Laura. Jai Sachidanand, Shuddhatma Bhagavan. Highest namaskars to the Paramatma within each one of you. Yes? Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let us begin with the three mantra. All right. Olga. Hola, Olga.
Hola, Olga, ¿querés cantar el trimantra?
Okay, so Olga is not available. All right, let us begin with Cecilia. Cecilia, three mantra.
Yes. Namo Vidragai. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vatsayanam. Namo Luisavasahanam. Eso panchanam karo. Savapavapanashanu. Mangalanam cha savisim. Padaman Havai Mangalam. O Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai. O Namah Shivai. Jai Sachidanam. Namo Vidragai. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vasayanam. Namo Luisavasahunam. Eso panchanamukaro. Savapavapanashano. Mangalanam cha savisim. Padaman Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai. Om Namah Shivai. Jai Sachidanam. Namo Vidragai. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vasayanam. Namo Luisavasahunam. Eso panchanamukaro. Savapavapanashanu. Mangalanam cha savisim. Padaman Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai. Om Namah Shivai. Jai Sachidanam. Jai Sachidanam. Jai Sachidanam. Jai Sachidanam.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Wonderful.
Sachidana.
Wonderful.
Jai Sachidana. I'm so sorry, Shuddha, but I don't know how to do that.
You
In
don't
the
know.
next time, I will try to do
Okay.
my best.
All
But
right.
now I'm happy to hear you.
Oh, so wonderful. Today, I just want you to say only one thing with me. Shuddha will say the line and you say it, okay?
Okay.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Harihantanam.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. Next time you're on. Huh? Jai Sachidanand.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, dear. Don't say bye, stay here, huh? All right. So in the last sessions, which was before our Easter Shibirs in London, we covered 28 sessions. The 28th session was with 3 headings. Charitra Moha mostly, and then also interference in Charitra Moha, right? And I have that in the chat.
Yes, I think the last title was or heading was the pure soul complex, and now we are going on page 26.
Not 26, 46.
Okay.
46, right, my dear? Yeah, on page 46. Correct, you're right. And this was what we discussed is dakal, interference in that which is discharging in file 1. File 1's discharge. Interference in file 1's discharge is called dako, and then because of that interference, there will be a reaction, and that is called dakhal. All right, is that clear? This one here.
Yes. We've done that.
So we have done that. We have done the dako dakhal, and now dako dakhal. Now the next heading is, and today's first heading is it is difficult for that to come under understanding, you see.
El título ahora es difícil entender esto.
For that, you see, this is, I'm just going to come under understanding. Now there are, in the heading only, there is all kinds of secrets. First is a Samaj Ma'avu. Samaj means to understand. Samaj means to understand. Now, to understand could be with a U small, understand, to understand, or to understand. Understand with a U capital, understanding. Right? There are 2 types of understanding for each one of us. One is the understanding of Patricia called the understanding through intellect, and the other one is the understanding through prajna, the self.
Yes. Samaj es entender. Y hay 2 clases de entendimiento. Uno es con minúscula, que es el entendimiento con el intelecto. Y el otro es entender con mayúsculas, que es el entendimiento de prajna, del ser.
So Samaj is understanding or understand, to understand, and Samajana means have understood, you see. The father instructs the young son, okay, here is the money. You go out of the house, you turn right, and then you turn left, and then you will see a shop where you give the money to that man. his father has given certain understandings, and then the first understanding happens, the boy repeats, okay, Dad, I've got to go out to the right and then turn left, and there is a shop on the left, and that's where I have to give the money. The third shop says, okay? That is the first understanding that has happened. But
Yes.
but the understanding has not come into the knowledge of this boy, you see. Go on.
Samaj es entender y Samaja es entendimiento, ¿no? Y por ejemplo, un padre le dice a su hijo, aquí tienes este dinero, sales, vas hacia la derecha, luego a la izquierda y ahí vas a encontrar a este señor que le vas a dar el dinero. Entonces, el primer entendimiento que sucedió fue en el niño, pero no queda en forma de conocimiento.
As he walks, out of the house and then takes a left turn and then meets the shopkeeper who knows his father, you see. And now he hands the money, he's happy, he's done his father's work, he starts walking back. You see, now that understanding has taken hold that this is how you go deliver the money to the shopkeeper who delivers goods to the home, you see. So see the difference. If understanding has happened, having gone there, followed the instructions and returned home, and now he understands, the understanding is there, and that understanding has kind of subtly converted to his knowledge, his gnan, small g gnan, you see.
Bueno, mientras que el niño sale de la casa buscando el negocio al que el padre lo envió, encuentra al hombre, el dueño del negocio, le entrega el dinero y vuelve contento al hogar por haber podido hacerlo. Entonces, siguiendo estas instrucciones, el niño tiene este entendimiento. Es un entendimiento con minúsculas, un gnan con minúsculas.
And you see this understanding before he goes, he's excited, my dad has given you money and I'm going to do something for the home, for him. And so the first time he is excited about the instructions, but he's not sure, he has to walk and he says, I have to do this. He has to carefully keep the money in the pocket. He knows now it's important to walk precisely in these instructions, step by step. It's a long street, finish his street, turn left, and then start looking for that shop, you see. So, until he goes, for the first time, following these instructions, the gnan, the knowledge has not taken hold. It is, he has to deliver the money, then come back and report to his wife. Now his knowledge has taken hold, you see, and that knowledge is called gnan. It arose because of one, understanding, two, following those exact instructions of his father, you see, and now next time your father says, okay, here's some more money, go take care of it. He says, yes, Dad, I know how to do it, you see. So then this child, this young boy, is speaking out of his experience, you see now.
El entendimiento lo hace feliz por algo que él está feliz, ¿no? Tiene el entendimiento y está feliz porque puede hacer algo por sus padres. Entonces cuando sale, no está muy seguro, sabe que tiene que caminar por acá, cuidar el dinero, mantenerlo en el bolsillo y seguir las instrucciones exactas que le dio su padre. Entonces, la primera vez va siguiendo las instrucciones del padre y vuelve y tiene un conocimiento. Y el conocimiento es porque entendió las instrucciones a seguir y segundo, porque ya tiene una experiencia.
Yeah. It's the same, and in this Akram Vignan, it's the same thing, you see. In the Vignan of the self, of course, first we receive Gnan, so there is the Gnan. Then now this Gnan has to be applied. So it gets applied, it's called Gnan, that you have now the new Gnan, the new knowledge of Amapura has to be understood. So again, it comes to Gnan. Understanding with a U capital is otherwise known as darshan, you see. So it's understanding with a U capital is darshan, you see, is darshan. It's now, it's darshan, samaj, or it's otherwise known as gnan darshan, samaj, okay? And that's what happens. We are now understanding, we have begun with it, understanding, like that child understands the instructions, we understand the instructions of Gnani Purush Dadashri. All right? Now this, we just understand the instructions. Now as life unfolds in front of us, you see, you and I face different situations. And in those situations, then, this understanding has to be applied, And this application of this understanding is following the instructions of the Papa, the Gnani, exactly, you see. You got money in your pocket, you don't run around on the wrong streets now, you see. You don't stop anywhere, you just go. Boom, 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 done, you see. So this application of the instructions is very critical. Understanding alone is not enough, you see.
Yes. Esto es, en el Akram Vignan es lo mismo que, es un ejemplo lo del niño, pero es igual. Nosotros recibimos el gnan y lo aplicamos y luego entendemos y surge el darshan samaj, que es el darshan del entendimiento. Y es lo que sucede, entendemos como ese niño, entendemos las instrucciones de Dada. Y cuando la vida se despliega en esas situaciones, aplicamos el entendimiento. El entendimiento debe de ser aplicado. Y no nos perdemos. Esta aplicación es... y la aplicación del entendimiento es absolutamente importante.
Yeah. You see, following the instructions means the one with the experience. In this example that I gave you of the father and the son, the father has the exact experience. He knows where it is. He knows. he knows where the shop is, and he's giving the exact instructions. Son, go out to the home, you turn right, come to the end of the street and turn left, and then there will be the shop where you have, there will be the shop, and that's where you deliver the money. Now, the one with the experience is giving the instructions to the one who does not have the experience, you see, who does not have the knowledge. But the child will have to go out with the money, follow the instructions, and develop his own knowledge, you see. That knowledge of the child cannot be given to the knowledge of the child by saying, see, it's you already know. And the child will say, Papa, I don't know. So then you have to say, step by step, you have to explain to the child, you see. And so that explanation then will come in useful when the child explain and applies that, you see. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Seguir las instrucciones es la exacta experiencia, por ejemplo, volviendo al ejemplo. El padre tiene la experiencia y le enseña a su hijo, se las pasa, cómo tiene que salir, tiene que ir a la derecha, doblar a la izquierda, encontrar el negocio y ahí entrega el dinero. El que tiene la experiencia le da las instrucciones al que no tiene la experiencia. Y es para que desarrolle su propio conocimiento. Y el niño puede decir, bueno, no sé. Entonces le explica paso a paso hasta que el niño pueda aplicarla.
And then, as the child does it 5 times, 6 times, it becomes his experience, the knowledge that exact knowledge that he has followed, right, left, shop, right, left, shop. You see, the knowledge that he has followed becomes his experience. And then he doesn't have to told. Father going out of the home will say, money is on the table, pick it up after your breakfast, and then go deliver it. That's it. It says, yes, Dad, I will do that. It's become his experience, you see. It has become his experience. And that is exactly the process by which we learn in the real too. We were children. We were like the child only when we entered the Gnan Vidhi. Our father, our Dada Bhagwan, our Dada, gave us the instructions, simple instructions, very simple. Just like a child is given an instruction, in the same way the Father gives our Lord, Dada. It's not Gnani Purush Dadashri, is just the vehicle, but he is giving the agnas of the Lord. He is giving the agnas of the Lord, And he says, it's easy. As you go out, see the packing, see the body, see the Amapura. Say simple instructions that are appropriate for our age now. You see, this, as at the age of 17, the Gnan Vidhi is given. So, the 17-year-old now understands, now is ready to actually receive these instructions. First, you have to receive them before the understanding begins, you see. And then receiving the instructions and the understanding of those instructions happens in the third part of the Gnan Vidhi. When you get the agnas, every agna, Dada says, do you understand? Do you understand this agna? Do you understand this agna? Do you understand this instructions. So, and then he says, okay, then go. But now you just have the understanding, but that understanding is still on, has just have been received. They have not been applied. The application is, the application of the understanding is the walking of the child to the shop, you see, to the target.
Yes. El niño puede repetir esto de ir al negocio 5 o 6 veces, y al repetirle esto se vuelve su experiencia de ir a la derecha, doblar a la izquierda y ahí está el dinero. Y el padre no tiene que volver a repetirle el camino. El padre solo le diría, bueno, te dejé el dinero sobre la mesa después del desayuno, ve y entrégalo. Y el niño ya tiene esta experiencia y esto sucede igual con nosotros, como el niño nos da las instrucciones simples, que son las agnas del Lord, y es fácil, es ver el empaque y ver el alma pura. Y es apropiado a nuestra edad ya recibir estas instrucciones. Ahora estamos listos para poder recibirlas y entenderlas. Y dada pregunta, ¿entiendes las instrucciones? ¿Las entiendes? ¿Entiendes las instrucciones? Y no solamente entender las instrucciones, también es la aplicación del conocimiento en el camino al objetivo o a la meta.
Okay, now let us begin with that understanding. Let us begin to understand now what is going on in the next heading, And then in the next heading is of Niruma, Dadashri. It's said that it is difficult for that understanding to come, to arise, that understanding, you capital understanding, not a small u, but you capital understanding to arise. No, I mean that's, so the questioner, and I have put the question already, if that samjan, if that understanding is there, Dada, then it is then the Charitra Moha is the illusion that is illusory conduct that is discharging. The conduct under illusion that was the effect of the illusion of the past life, now this is all conduct. Whether you have breakfast, whether you don't have breakfast, whether you have a plate with this big breakfast or a plate with just a little bit breakfast, it's all discharging Charitra Moha. It's all discharging, Somebody will say, oh, you're eating so much, you can't eat so much. Well, it's Charitra Moha, it's discharging of that other person. So,
ahora, ahora hay que entender el próximo título, ¿no? Y es difícil que surja este entendimiento. Entonces le preguntan, Charitra Moha es la conducta, la ilusión de conducta que está sucediendo. Es la descarga, ¿no? Por ejemplo, dice alguien que está comiendo, dice, oh, estás comiendo mucho, estás comiendo demasiado, pero bueno, es su descarga.
yeah, and so Nardashri says, if one sees the Charitra Moha, one sees only the Charitra Moha, one sees, okay? Just sees Charitra Moha, then one becomes a Gnani, it becomes a Gnani. But for that understanding, to arise exactly by through exact fitting, exact fitting. That understanding is very difficult to arise. That gives you the exact inner fitting, and you know, if there is a nut that has got this much of an opening, you know, a nut, you know, then you need the precise, you know, thing to go inside so that you can tighten the nut. If it's loose, it won't do. If it's too big, it will not get in, you see. You understand? So the understanding has to be to fit. The understanding has to fit, you know. So when this turns, this whole thing turns too, you see. If the understanding doesn't fit, it takes time for you to become a Gnani then, right? It takes time then. So what is Dada is talking about the critical part of understanding, which is exactly what we're doing in all of these satsangs. Today is the 21st or 29th or whatever session of this satsang is about understanding, receiving, fitting. So then once this understanding at this level is received and applied, then it rises, you see. So with the correct fitting, the understanding gives marvelous results, beautiful results.
Da dice que ver el Charitramoha, el que puede ver el Charitramoha se vuelve un gnani. Pero ese entendimiento, el entendimiento ese, tiene que ser exacto entendimiento, no puede, como que tiene que encajar perfectamente. Si esto no encaja, si no hay un exacto entendimiento, no entra y lleva tiempo volverse un gnani. Nosotros estamos hace cuántas sesiones con esto del entendimiento, poder recibirlo y recibirlo, y luego esto va a surgir con el correcto entendimiento.
You see, Dadashri says, how can one fit this? Kya fit kari shakai? How can one fit this? Where can one human being fit this? You see, it is such a phenomenal topic of Charitra Moha. Charitra Moha means a phenomenal topic of conduct that is visible to the world through mind, speech, and body everywhere around. You see, and what is the understanding? That it is an effect. That it is an effect. Whatever the garbage collector or the president of the country is doing, is everything is an effect. You see, how Dada says, how can this fit for the people? You see. It is not possible for the human beings to really fit this in their understanding, you see. It simply will not fit for those human. I'm sorry, go on, but I'll tell you more.
Entonces acá dice Dada, ¿cómo uno puede entender exactamente este fenomenal Charitramoha, que es la conducta, es visible, es de la mente, cuerpo y habla, y es un efecto. Y este efecto tanto sucede al basurero como al presidente. Cómo las personas pueden llegar a alcanzar este entendimiento, tener la capacidad para recibir la exacta capacidad para recibir este entendimiento.
You see, Dadashri says that this understanding, this Samaj, this understanding, it will not fit in the knowledge of people of Argentina, Brazil, Spain, USA. It will not. Other people, it will not. You see, it can only fit in our Amapura knowledge. It cannot fit in that other worldly knowledge, you see.
Este Samaj no entrará en el conocimiento de la gente de Argentina, Brasil, España o lo que fuera. Este conocimiento entrará en el alma pura.
Yeah. It can only, it can only fit in our gnan. We call it discharge, do we not? We call it discharge.
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
It can only fit in our gnan, because Dada says we call it discharge. We call it discharge. You see, what's coming out of the tailpipe of this engine called Patricia, Shuddha, Susan. You see, what is coming off? Exhausting, just coming out of the tailpipe. Your car is going forward. This is all coming out. All the pollutants are coming out of the tailpipe of your car. Right? It's discharge. You see, when we call it discharge, then the one who is going to moksha, the one who has received this gnan, the one, it fits for him. When Dada uses the word discharge of Susan, Laura, or Olga, this discharge, the simple word discharge, is much more fitting than this word Charitra Moha, which is a word from the scriptures, you see. Call it discharge, and everybody says, I understand discharge. Well, we are beginning to understand discharge, are we not? We're just beginning,
Yes. Este Samaj, este entendimiento, no, perdón. ¿Cómo vamos a poder entender, comprender perfectamente, exactamente? Lo podemos llamar descarga, y podría ser como la descarga que sale del auto, del caño de escape, por ejemplo. El gnan, solamente con el gnan podemos entender esto, y poder entender que es una descarga, y la descarga es entendible. Que Charitramoha, podemos empezar a entender que Charitramoha es la descarga.
Now remember, this satsang was happening most likely in Mumbai, where most of the people whom the Dadashri met in those days were Jains, you see. They're Jain followers. They follow a lot of, they don't follow the words of Lord Mahavir as much as they are involved in all those rituals. And some read. They don't read the scriptures, but they listen to those who read the scriptures, the spiritual masters who read the scriptures. And all of them go and listen, just like people here go to on Sunday in a church and listen to what that person is preaching, you see. And that's where this word Charitramoha comes in, you see. Charitramoha. Charitramoha. Charitramoha means conduct that was created under the illusion of I am Olga, I am Marcela in the last life, and is now visible to others. You see, it's openly visible. From morning till evening, whatever you do, it's visible to yourself and also to your neighbors, etc. Some of it, you see. Charitra Moha.
Yes. Imagínense que Dada, cuando daba los satsang en Mumbai, lo seguían mucho los jainistas. Y los jainistas eran personas que hacían muchos rituales y que escuchaban cuando alguien leía las lecturas. Y ahí sale la palabra Charitra Moha. Charitra Moha es la conducta que fue creada bajo la ilusión en la vida pasada y ahora es visible no solamente para ti, sino para todo el resto de las personas.
Dadashri says they also say this is all our Charitra Moha. This is our Charitra Moha, but the other says, but you cannot say that, can you? He's referring to these Jain, very well-to-do businessmen, who also say this is our, our doing all of this business is our Charitra Moha. They cannot say that, can they? Dada says, you see.
Yes. Dada dice, esto es nuestro Charitra Moha, pero no lo puedes ver. Y se lo decía a los jainistas estos que por ahí eran personas de negocios, y eso es Charitra Moha, pero no lo podían ver.
So the questioner says, is that some kind of intellect-driven? There's a word called swachand. That all of these words keep coming up, and swachand means to not listen to the instructions of your liberator, but to listen to your own intellect and do things, right? Simplest meaning of swachanda. Is that some kind of a self-guided, small SELF, intellect-driven movement? Intellect-driven movement. When you already have the instructions of the Lord, you see, for your liberation. But when you don't have that, when you say, yeah, of course, in the books also there are the instructions of the Lord, right? But the Lord is not present now to talk to you. Neither Jesus, nor Muhammad, nor Dadashri, nor your my Lord Mahavir, they're not available to you. They're not talking live to you. So then you have only to resort to what they wrote. And so if you follow the instructions from the scriptures, whether it is the Bible, the Gita, etc., is there some kind of an intellect-driven move by these people? Is it driven by their own self-guided? So one person will see it this way, the other person will see it this way. No, the Lord has said this. No, the Lord has said this. And that is, who are you going to listen to? The Lord is not there alive to correct this for you, is he?
Oh, yes. Es el intelecto, Swachan, es que no pueden escuchar, pueden tener las palabras, pueden tener todas las palabras de Dada, de Jesús, de Mahavir, pero ellos hoy no están vivos, sí se pueden leer sus escrituras. Ahora, cada uno va a estar interpretando y va a estar interpretando desde el intelecto. Nosotros sí tenemos un Dios vivo que va a estar mostrándonos lo que realmente es y no lo que el intelecto interpreta.
So the other she says, no, it is not swachand. It is not intellect driven for these other people. And that person does not have samjana, you see. That person does not have samjana. Remember, we talked earlier today that there is called understand. Samaj means understanding, and samjana means the understanding has been applied, the understanding has been applied. So there is, the Dadashri says he does not have samjana. He doesn't have such level of understanding. Look here, my friends, we're talking about life and life after life issues here. We're not talking about this life only. We're talking about life after life after life of the one who has been through all these lives, you see. The lives have come and gone, the one still remains, and that one is now grabbing on to the precise understandings, you see, to experience liberation here and now, and to make it exact for further progress, you see.
Yes. Dice Dada que las personas no tienen samshwana, que es el entendimiento aplicado. Si tuvieses tal nivel de entendimiento, que no, dice, no hablamos de la vida, sino que hablamos de vida tras vida. Y ese es el preciso entendimiento. Y es ese progreso, y eso es lo que te lleva al progreso de la experiencia. Y esto es lo que estamos recibiendo.
For centuries, a certain understanding has been given to people who get born, happen to be a Muslim, a Christian, or a Jewish faith person, that there is only one God, and He delivers and does everything, you see. And
yes, continue.
Yes. And these are the monotheistic religions, you see, of this world.
Durante siglos hemos recibido las enseñanzas de musulmanes, cristianos, judíos, y es que había un solo Dios que se hacía cargo de todo. Y estas son las religiones monoteístas.
It doesn't leave room for a human being to really kind of explore further through his own independent intellect. It does not really, it imprisons the intellect of this human being, you see. God has said this, and God will punish you, and God will open the gates of heavens for you, you see. It does not leave room for a life after life understanding to develop, you see. You see, a human being that collects this much understanding in this life, by the time he leaves this body, in the next life, the understanding begins from this level. It started from this level here, all right? If you look at my screen, you will see it. If you started from here with this understanding, if you started from here in this life, that understanding is developing through all the various experiences. So by the time you leave this body, your understanding has come to, say, this level now, you see. Now, with a new body, the understanding begins now at this level where it got left off. It's a net understanding. It's called net understanding, otherwise known as SUZ, Suj, you see, which is a different chapter altogether. But you understand the understanding within a human being is part of his state as a human being, you see.
Yes.
Mhm.
Estas religiones monoteístas no le dan espacio al ser humano para poder explorar su intelecto, ¿no? Y es Dios el que es Dios el que te da, Dios el que te quita, Dios el que te abre las puertas del cielo o el que te manda al infierno. Y esto sucede y vida tras vida, así no hay entendimiento. Pero en realidad, en una vida comenzás en este nivel y vas desarrollando y cuando te morís quedas acá. Pero en la próxima vida vas a partir de este nivel y así sucesivamente tu nivel va a ir aumentando. El entendimiento del ser humano es parte del ser humano.
Whereas if the same soul takes birth in India, it he has this built-in acceptance of this understanding that grows within him that there has been a previous life, you see. There has been a previous life, and this in front of me is an effect of the previous life. If higher understanding, this that is happening to me in my world is the exact effect of my own causes created in the last life. So, this is the understanding that is now, this final understanding is the understanding that one attains from an enlightened one. Without an enlightened one, this understanding doesn't come. Even if you happen to be born in India, doesn't come, you see. Yes, they believe, they accept readily karma, cause, effect, etc. They accept it, you see, but they cannot really, it doesn't fit in their understanding, you see. It doesn't fit in their understanding. The fitting of the nut, the bolt and the nut. The bolt and the nut is done through the grace of the Gnani Purush. It's a grace related process. It's a grace related process because super intellectuals and super intellectuals exist in India and in Denmark or in USA, everywhere, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Yes. Es la misma, si la misma alma naciera en India, sabría que tuvo vidas previas y que esto es un efecto de sus propias causas creadas en las vidas pasadas. En el resto del mundo pueden entender el karma, pueden aceptarlo, pero lo aceptan, pero no lo entienden. Este entendimiento, este exacto entendimiento, es únicamente por la gracia del Gnani Purush y es un proceso. Y este entendimiento tiene que encajar perfectamente en nosotros.
And Dada says that is not Swachandata. We are continuing, and I'm trying to give you the exact words of Dada because this is important. We are going line by line. I don't want to make any errors, and I don't want you to not get this fit in exactness. So, Dadashri says Swachandata. So that's not called Swachand. What is, then Dada explains, because this man said, Dada, is that Swachand? Is that self-guided process, small SCLF, intellect guided process? Dada Shri says, no, And it is not swachand. Swachandata means, it really means that one always pushes his wisdom first. It's a very subtle definition of swachandata. Means there is this knowledge, and then there's a word called dapan, means it is relative knowledge that one believes has turned into wisdom. One simply believes whatever relative knowledge you or I, Herman, or Anila or Laura have, that certain part of the knowledge is called wisdom. Oh, I'm wise now. I have wisened up. We use the word wisened up, and you believe that you have wisdom, and so you push that wisdom first. You always lead with your wisdom. You see, here is the Gnanis. Well, it doesn't apply to you and I anymore now because we are in Gnan. You see, but here is there is the higher knowledge that exists in this world, even for people who do not have the Gnan Vidhi, right? I mean, everybody, there is a store of knowledge that is available, and now through chatbots and things like that, that is called artificial general intelligence. It's the computers that are taking my intelligence, your intelligence, and the intelligence of the entire world who uses computers collectively, and that's called AGI, right? I'm digressing a little bit. Artificial general intelligence, right? General intelligence. No, there's no human being there. You see, general intelligence, right? But I have digressed a little bit. But let's just finish this thought, okay? Because it's going to now start factoring in our future knowledge. You see.
Dada dice que el ser guía, ¿no? Pero Suchatán no es como no empujar la sabiduría, el conocimiento. Es como que tenemos un conocimiento, pero siempre va a haber un conocimiento superior. Y habla de la inteligencia artificial general, que va a ser un tema que nos va a ocupar de ahora en más, sin seres humanos.
Yes, Swachand, you see, to push your own wisdom, you see, yes, that wisdom is very precious for, as one becomes the age of Anila or Shuddha, in the life there is this collective knowledge that through which you have become a little wise, you see. So you're a little more careful in certain matters, you see, as opposed to an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old, right? I mean, that is generally, we see this all around. We'll say, oh, mom knows better or grandma knows better, right? That is the relative intelligence that has now matured to some level of higher understanding, but even that, Dada puts a big cross on that. It has got nothing to do. It's okay, it helps. It is helpful in the relative world, but to really keep pushing that, say I'm 75 years old and I keep on pushing my knowledge to my children. You see, pushing. You better listen to this. You better listen to this because I've been through it. That is swachand. You see, in other words, you're not there yet, but yet, you are acting as if you are there, you see.
Yes. uno empuja la sabiduría, ¿no? Es una sabiduría que es preciosa. Y con la edad tenemos una inteligencia relativa por todo lo vivido, pero no tiene nada que ver con lo real. Pero nosotros seguimos empujando y tal vez a nuestros hijos, bueno, no, yo viví esto, me pasó esto, y queremos pasárselo a nuestros hijos.
Dada ends that particular Satsang chapter. He says, these people of the other world, people, interesting use of that just word came out, other world and our world. Okay, our world is Mahatma Gnan world, other world is people of the non-Gnan world, those who do not have knowledge, you see, who are not awakened. And so the people of the other world, people of human beings of our world, other human beings of our world, they do not have the understanding of Charitra Moha or Darshan Moha. They do not have the understanding of the effect or the cause. You see, the Darshan Moha, they have no understanding of it. But therefore, because they don't have this precise understanding of cause, effect, you see, they speak like this, oh, this is our Charitramoha, because they have kind of heard that word from their preachers in the Jain temples. You understand? You know, to use a word like Charitramoha, which is amazing, which is a very big word of the Lord, without understanding its total spectrum, without understanding its total context, is wrong, is it not? I mean, you don't understand you cannot understand Charitra Moha if you do not understand Darshan Moha. You do not understand what the real illusion is. The real illusion is, upon seeing a very handsome man, Gavi says, oh, wow, what a handsome man, what muscles, you know, what beautiful posture, or whatever. That is Darshan Moha. But Gavi is now in full understanding of this. You see, right? Gavi? Hola, Gavi. Understands exactly, right? Okay, go on. Sorry, I went into a relative example here. Okay, go on.
Perfect. Da dice, esta gente, los que no han tomado el gnan, los que no están despiertos, no tienen idea, no entienden el Charitramoha, no entienden el efecto, causa y efecto, no tampoco tienen el Darshan Moha, no tienen ni idea, no tienen el preciso entendimiento de la causa y efecto. Y lo que tienen por ahí es el conocimiento que reciben en la iglesia, en el templo o a donde vayan. Y esto no se puede intentar, no se puede entender si no es con el total contexto de Charitramoha, Darshan Moha, que todo esto es una ilusión, ¿no? Y es imaginar que ves a un hombre y dices, uy, qué hermoso hombre, qué músculos que tienen, pero ahora sí está el entendimiento real y completo.
Okay, Shuddha, this is a good time to take a break, and we welcome everyone here in this satsang that is going on of Dadashri Jai Sachidanand. We'll be back in, what do you want, 10 minutes? 10 minutes, huh? All right?
Okay,
all right,
volvemos en 10 minutos al satsang. Thank you, Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand, dear Shuddha.
So, shall we continue? Does anybody want to say anything so far?
Continuamos. ¿Hay alguien que quiera hacer una pregunta?
Okay. Or comments also, all kind of.
Y compartir comentarios también.
Yeah, this movement from believing that this is the only life we have, and just enjoy, make the best of it, you see. It's all here and now. There's nothing in future.
En estos momentos, aquí y ahora, esta es la vida que tenemos y no hay futuro, así que disfrútenla.
Yeah, is a direct consequence of living in the body, you see, living in the body. And being entrenched with pleasure seeking without associated inner inquiry as to what is this all about, you see. And it's kind of just part of the routine, and there is never any moment. It is not the fault of the human being, really. It is this is how you are. You're taught this is the life, and afterwards the Lord will take care of you, you see, whatever. This is the one life. Or but that is not that's the understanding, and there's the transfer, the movement from that understanding to the understanding of life after life is associated with an inner movement towards your own self, the real self. Whether or not that self is realized or not, that's different. But as one goes through experiences in life after life, he doesn't know that this is another life, this is another life. As one goes through the experience in his life, he begins to understand more.
Yes.
He begins,
Vivir en el cuerpo y estar buscando placeres que no están asociados, de qué se trata todo esto, ¿no? No es falta del ser humano, esto es lo que nos han enseñado y que el Lord se encargará. Ese es el entendimiento, ¿no? Y vida tras vida, hasta que el ser se despierta, se da cuenta de cómo sucede todo esto. Y es un proceso natural.
So in understanding, for us, the practical value, for us, the real value, for us, you and I, the real value really is in seeing, the ability to see this result called Anila, Olga, Laura, this result, this effect, you see, this Cecilia, this Luz. What is this? What is this Luz? And we are, by understanding Charitra Moha, we are not so much concerned about what Luz does or does not do, or what Gabi does or does not do. You see, Charitra Moha. You understand?
Yes.
You understand, Gabi and Laura? You understand, my dear? This Charitra Moha. You see?
Para nosotros el real valor está en la habilidad de ver el resultado de Anila, de Laura, y que este es el efecto. y esta es luz. Y estamos en el entendimiento de Cecilia, de luz, y eso es Charitra Moha. Y lo importante es, no importa qué es lo que hace Gaby y Luz, es entender que es Charitra Moha.
So we come to the next heading, which is the following. Then what remains is Charitra Moha remains, okay? What remains is Charitra Moha. The Dadashri begins by explaining that the people of the world have both Darshan Moha, Char, and Charitra Moha. They have both cause and effect. Cause and effect, they have both. And therefore, Dadashri says, but for those people, it is therefore not real Charitra Moha. You see? For those people, it is not correct to say that it is Charitra Moha. They have both. You see, they have cause and they have effect. They have cause and they have effect both. But we cannot, their effect cannot be counted. Excuse me, this is the correct words of Dada. People of the world have both Darshan Moha, charge Moha, and discharge Moha, called Charitra Moha, but really for them, Charitra Moha cannot be counted, you see. You see, it cannot be counted. In other words, when can you really give importance to Charitra Moha? When is there some importance to discharge? You see, then it is important, it is special if that discharge of Susan, Cecilia, Anila is not going to create a new charge, another life. That discharge becomes important if that discharge does not really throw you back into the ocean of life after life after life. Otherwise, what is its value? What value is it? You see, that discharge, which will not throw you into another life, is precious, you see, is important.
Este encabezamiento es lo que permanece, es Charitra Moha. La gente del mundo tiene conocimiento de la causa y efecto, ¿no? Pero no hay pero no se dan cuenta no se dan cuenta y dice Dada todo esto, ¿no? Y le dan importancia, y es especial la descarga de Susan, de Cecilia, de Laura, es especial porque esta descarga tiene que suceder. Lo valioso de todo esto es no cargar, no crear más karma, no crear una nueva vida.
Yeah. So the other Shri says, then how shall we call that discharge of the people of the world? See, if it cannot be counted, and the other Shri says it's all moha only. In moha means illusory conduct and movement. Okay, define moha: illusory conduct and movement. Movement internal, silent; conduct visible. You see, it's all moha. To see a human being and to get deluded by seeing his face, his body, his words, is moha. To see an object and to get deluded is moha. That's what happens to the people of the world, you see. The splitting of the vision, the exact darshan of this human being and the Lord inside him makes it a correct Charitramoha discharging effect, you see. It will happen to all of us. We will get attracted to human beings who are lovely or beautiful or whatever adjectives that you want to use, you see. But understand this in precision. Okay, sorry I was so long, okay?
Yes. ¿Cómo se llama la descarga de estas personas que no conocen el Charitra Moha? Es moja, es la ilusión de la conducta, del momento, es lo visible. Y se diluyen viendo cuerpos, escuchando palabras, viendo objetos. Eso es lo que sucede en el mundo. Se pierden la versión de la persona y el Lord dentro, ¿no? Lo real. Entonces, pueden ser atraídos, pero entiendan, pueden ser atraídos por un cuerpo, por una persona, por un objeto o una situación, pero entiendan que es una ilusión.
Yes, my dear. Oh, I see. That's Mona. Hola, Mona. Jai Sachidanand. You're with Laura, huh? That's wonderful. Yes, yes. Jai Sachidanand. Mona Beg, right? Yes. Right. Yes. Good. All right. All right. So, are you now both of you are in Germany or are you in Spain?
Jai Sachidanand. We are in Germany.
Oh, you're in Germany. Wonderful, wonderful. Waiting for the Gnani.
The German event.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Well, yes. So wonderful. So wonderful. Okay. Well, yes. Well, enjoy. And here are all the, your Spanish friends who are also waiting for him to come there, where, Yes. Okay, good. Wonderful. May you really kind of rise higher in the presence of the Gnani and his living speech, you see. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, wonderful. All right, go on continuing. Now, so you see this, Dadashri says, a Charitra Moha, discharge Moha, illusory conduct in discharge can only be called Charitra Moha, discharging, only if the charging part has been removed. Only when the charging part is removed, then this remaining conduct is called Charitramoha, discharge moha.
Dice que solo cuando la parte de carga fue removida, la descarga de Charitra Moha puede ser observada.
Right. Now that goes into something very subtle, and because you and I are exposed to these words in the Parayan, I have to share those with you. There is, in fact, we are all familiar with it in our Charan Vedi too. I bow down to all the ones, Dada Bhagwanના સંકિતધારી મહાત્માઓને અત્યંત ભક્તિપૂર્વક નમસ્કાર કરું છું. I bow down to, in English we may have used something different. I bow down, give my highest namaskars to the awakened ones of Dada Bhagwan, or those who have attained the knowledge of the self of Dada Bhagwan. But really there is, originally in the Charan Vidi it used to be I bow down and pay my namaskars to all the Gnani Mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan. All the Gnani Mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan. That was in the original Charan Vidi, you see. And then the Charan Vidis that you and I are used to the word was switched from Gnani Mahatmas to Samkit Dhari Mahatmas. Samkit means right vision holders. Mahatmas. Okay, Samkit Dhari Mahatmas. And that means that these are the human beings who have now attained the right vision, and the right vision is associated with the vision that is of the self, you see. But it's called Samkit, whereas the Gnani Mahatma means it is that vision, that exact vision, which cannot ever become wrong again. You see the difference? There is a right vision. When you use the word right vision, I have the right belief of who I am, then if it has the possibility of becoming wrong, you see, then it cannot be called the exact vision, can it be? It is still, it's right vision now, maybe, it may flip into wrong vision, right? Right belief now can flip into wrong belief, right? No, this kshayak, this absolute, kshayak samkit means you've got the absolute vision, absolute correct vision is called kshayak samkit. So there are these gradations of right vision. I got the right vision. So I'm apura. But, the exact word is, if it is never going to become the wrong vision, then the exact word is kshayak samkit. In other words, that vision is established forever. And therefore it is gnani vision. You are now the enlightened one, you see. The vision of the enlightened one. You see, as subtle words, but words are very powerful in your progress, yours and my progress. And so we want to get it right, now. So the exact words of Dada are, I give my highest namaskars. Give my highest namaskars to all the Gnani Mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan. They are not my Mahatmas. They are not my Mahatmas. They are the Mahatmas of Dada Bhagwan, whose knowledge now they are holding. You are holding the knowledge of Dada Bhagwan, you see. The absolute one, you see. And the knowledge of the absolute one has to be absolute. Go on, please. Otherwise, if I don't get reminded, this train will just continue running.
Dada dice, y esto lo tenemos del Charan Vidi, me inclino y doy mis namaskars a Dada Bhagwan y lo que obtuvieron la realización del ser. Y se dice los namaskars a todos los Gnani Mahatmas de Dada. Las palabras fueron cambiadas con correcta visión, la visión del ser, el Sankit. Y los Gnani Mahatmas no pueden volver a ser erróneos, no pueden volverse a la visión errónea o a la conducta errónea. La absoluta y correcta visión, soy alma pura, y nunca puedo volver a la visión errónea. Esto se estableció para siempre, es la visión de los nanis. Y es importante para los nuevos, es importante para nuestro progreso. Entonces digo, doy mis elevados namaskar a los Gnani Mahatmas que sostienen el conocimiento de Dada Bhagwan del absoluto iluminado.
You see, so Dadashri says, the one who has Samkit, right understanding, right belief, also has many other kinds of moha, illusions, in addition to the Charitra Moha, the discharge Moha. You see, so, but here what happens in our Gnan Vidi is that Moha is, it's absolutely, Darshan Moha is absolutely slashed, killed, you see, and it is called Kshayak Samkit. In other words, it is, it's a complicated word. Kshayak Samkit means the moh, new moh can not ever arise.
El Samk es la ilusión del Charitra Moha, pero lo que sucede es que el Darshan Moha fue muerto. Sayam Samkit es una palabra difícil, pero hay que mantenerla presente.
So I'm going to give it to you precisely here. Just give me 10 seconds. Samyaktva moh panhoy and vijavo makarna here. There are many other types of moha. I don't want to necessarily give you, too much details, but you see, suffice it to say that the moha is they destroyed, but here in Gnanvidhi, Shayak Samkit means destroyed moha. Samkit, you see, in other words, the moha has been destroyed completely, you see, and therefore Samkit Charitramoha. In other words, moha has to be absolutely, look, moha has to be absolutely destroyed. To destroy moha is like to destroy karma. To destroy karma means to destroy this beginning belief that I am Damian, I am doing this is mine. Destroy it from the root. Destroy it from the root. Then there is no further process of the tree ever growing, you see. That is called destruction of moha. You cannot destroy this body of Damian, the mind of Damian, the thinking or the feelings of Damian, or the activity of Damian. That is already giving its effects. It's Charitra Moha, you see. But the main moha has been destroyed, you see. The main moha is destroyed, and that is called Kshayak Samkit. Kshayak, you'll hear this over and over again in our science in Vignan. You will not hear it in Germany, you will not hear it in Argentina when the Gnani is there, but you will definitely hear it when you go to Parayans, you see. This understanding is very important because you and I really need to understand what has happened to us. You and I need to understand not only who we are, but we need to understand the beauty of our state. Our state. You need to understand this beauty. And this is what I'm trying to give to you through these very precise words of Dadashri. You see?
Moha fue destruido y Samkit Moha fue destruido totalmente. Y esta es la forma de destruir el karma. Lo que queda es Charitra Moha. No se puede, y esta es la forma de destruirlo de raíz. ¿Y qué es lo que se destruye de raíz? La creencia de que soy Damián. Pero bueno, va a permanecer, ¿no? No puedes matar el cuerpo o evitar los pensamientos o lo que él hace, porque eso es la descarga. Shayak, and the other word, I lost it.
Shayak. Ksha is Ksha is an import. Ksha is an important alphabet in Gujarati, which it's the combination of K and SH. Ksha, 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 like KX, ksha, ksha. It is, it shows maturity of human. It's
Ksha.
ksha, ksha, ksha. You
Ksha.
know, yeah, like Xi Jinping. Xi, all right. So this language is also the human language has developed. It requires more alphabets. It's not enough to have 26, you see.
Este lenguaje ha ido evolucionando y necesitamos también más letras. Bueno, y esto, Shayak, Cha, es importante entender qué es lo que nos sucedió y no solamente saber quiénes somos, sino también conocer la belleza en el estado en que estamos.
Yeah, in Gujarati we have 36 alphabets, so 10 more than the standard Western English alphabet, you see, with a very precise mathematical reason as to why these are needed in communications, you see, in human communications.
En Gujarati hay 36 letras y es más que en las lenguas occidentales y porque se necesitan para la comunicación.
If your country allows it, then check it out in GPT-4. You see, this is the new AI model of Microsoft. You see, it'll blow your mind. Anything you ask any question, and where is this information coming from? It is coming from collective, entire world intelligence, machine, computer knowledge. You see, that we have ourselves fed in through our fingers into these keyboards. You see, ever since internet started, a lot of data has been collected.
Esto lo pueden buscar en GPT en GPT de Microsoft, y donde se les va a volar la cabeza porque está el conocimiento del mundo entero y solo tenemos que tipear para encontrar la respuesta.
It's going to yeah.
Well,
Yes.
This GPT-4 reminds me all the time that we are like living dolls, our relative, because all that is in our mind it can be reproduced by a robot. So we are really that reminds me much better all the time that we are pure souls.
Absolutely. It's just a very interesting take. I that's worth noting, what Damian just said. And that is it's just not only that, but it's like what the intellect can do, you see. It is what Damian said just now is very special. Please repeat it in Spanish.
No, le digo que esto de GPT-4, la inteligencia artificial, me recuerda mucho a que somos alma pura, porque todo nuestro relativo puede ser reproducido por una máquina, lo que pensamos, lo que sabemos, hasta lo que sentimos. Entonces, cada vez que escucho de ese GPT-4, eso nuevo de inteligencia artificial, lo único que me recuerda es que somos almas puras. Es la única diferencia entre nuestro relativo, que es un robot, y nosotros.
Yeah, absolutely, except for the I, everything is artificial. Relative intelligence is whether it is coming through the medium of a human being or whether it is coming through the medium of a computer. After all, the computer, what it has done is it has just put together this collective intelligence of this entire world of ours, you see. So it's sky's the limit in terms of what it will answer you, you say, if you tell it, hey, what you just told me is not enough, tell me more, it will just boom, it will type up this much big page faster than you can read in your language. You want it in Spanish, it'll be in Spanish. You want it in Gujarati, it'll be in Gujarati, you see. It just types it up faster than you can read it. You and I can read it, you see. But the point is, there is no one holding that intelligence, that information, it is stimulated in front of you through these fingers of yours and through this mind of yours and this intellect of yours, you see. To ask these questions, you ask the questions and it answers. Of course, it's not going to ask questions, answer questions of that are posed to Dada. But wait, you just wait. In another 5 years, it'll be talking like Dada. You see, it will, because it just gets in there. It will give Dada's answers, and he'll say, "Wait a minute," It is machine learning. The machine has learned faster than we are learning, you see. But all of that learning is not going to liberate us. It only, this what Damian has said, liberates, you see. The I is the only one that cannot be learned. The machine can learn everything, but it cannot jump into the territory of the Amapura. No, impossible. It remains to be proven. Let's kind of, it's a beautiful new world opening up for all of us, you see. Huh? Yeah.
Esto que decía Damián, ¿no? Dice, no solo es eso, es lo que es el intelecto, excepto el yo real, el resto es artificial, los seres humanos o las computadoras. Vos podés tipear y preguntar cualquier cosa y la máquina te va a contestar, y te va a contestar tan rápido que de lo que puedas leer. Y nadie sostiene esto, es desde los dedos, la mente y el intelecto. No habla de Dada, no da el conocimiento y las palabras de Dada. Pero bueno, esperemos 5 años a ver qué pasa, porque las máquinas aprenden, pero las máquinas no liberan. Y el yo real y el alma pura no puede ser obtenido a través de una máquina.
So, it's a very interesting definition of the word artificial, you see. And I'm just giving it to you now. We sometimes say it's artificial. What does artificial mean? Artificial means that which has been made by human beings rather than existing in nature. That is one, it is made, man-made. Artificial intelligence, man-made intelligence, you see. Product of artificial intelligence, we see it everywhere. I mean, you tell Siri, "Hey Siri, tell me the best Chinese restaurants in my area." It will just give it to you, list of 5 right here, It began a long time ago, but it's knowledge that is now presented without it. But it's not perfect. It doesn't. It doesn't tell you exactly until you look into that list to see, oh, this restaurant doesn't exist anymore. It's not there. So it just kind of throws the information to you. The human factor always is necessary, see, and to pick up what is meaningful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Es interesante la palabra artificial, ¿no? El significado de la palabra artificial, y es lo que fue creado por el ser humano y no existe en la naturaleza. Es un producto humano. Es lo mismo que yo le pregunte a mi teléfono City cuáles son buenos restaurantes por la zona donde vivo. Y no es perfecto, porque puede ser que me dé un restaurante que ya no está más, pero siempre el ser humano va a ser necesario.
Yeah, one example of the one who had tried Samk and whom the entire world reveres is upon understanding what he had is Lord Krishna, you see. he conducted all that horrible war, and he led Arjun all around, slaying people on the other side. The Lord had Kshayak Samkit, you see. His Gnan was perfect Gnan, established in the knowledge of the self. Whatever you quote unquote do can never touch you, you see. And that is what has arisen within each one of us, you see. Kshayak Samkit, you see. It is therefore, it's no longer holding this right vision for us. Samkittari means I bow down to all the Samkittari Mahatmas of Dadashri, or Dada Bhagwan. No, we no longer have to hold this. We don't have hang on to Samapura. We don't have to do that. It's natural for us, you see. So it is. You and I are also established as Gnanis in the Gnan Vidi. Don't you go telling this to Deepak Bhai, because then he is going to, he doesn't want you to go there, you say. Yeah. This is to keep within yourself. You are a Gnani, you are an enlightened one, you see. You understand Kshayak Samyak Samkit, you see. You understand that the entire half of this karma, cause and effect, which is cause and effect, cause has been absolutely destroyed in the Gnan Vidi. There is no cause anymore. You cannot create something. You cannot be the creator of anything. You can only move in your liberation now. That's all. You and I can only move as the spaceship that is beyond the influence of the gravity of this earth, you see. This world of Kashais, you see.
Yes. El Sankirtan Lord fue entendido perfectamente por Lord Krishna, que guió a Arjuna, lo guió a esta pelea. Y él tenía el perfecto Nan, y lo que sea que hagas, nada te tocará. Es natural, es el alma pura y estamos establecidos ahí. Somos gnanis, no tenemos que estar tironeando y somos alma pura. Entendemos el karma, la causa y el efecto en el Nan. Y en el Nan fue totalmente borrada la carga, así que solo queda el efecto. No creamos y nos movemos por la gravedad en este mundo de los Kashais.
Yeah, there is now that should we continue, because I have, I'm going to run out of time for this heading, but let's continue. Now Dadashri gives, the Lord Tirthankar, he talks about Tirthankar lords. Tirthankar lords, even before they attain Keval Gnan, even before they attain absolute knowledge, all of their conduct is called discharge conduct, right? Tirthankar lords, all who have become Tirthankars, you see, even before they attain absolute knowledge, Keval Gnan, Keval Gnan means you are now in absolute knowledge. You cannot absolute knowledge means knowledge only, knowledge, seeing part only and nothing else, you cannot remain in this universe. You get out. But the Tirthankar lords, therefore, even before they themselves attain absolute knowledge, okay, all their discharge, wherever they are, is Charitramoha, is this effect. Why? Because from the very birth they do not have moha. They do not have moha. Whenever you and I use the word moha, we should understand charge moha. We cannot call moha alone. Our moha is associated with effect only, but so for whenever the word moha is used alone, it means charge moha. You're jumping into, I am this body, I love this, I want this, I hate this, you see. That's moha. Moha results, you see. And the Lord's Tirthankars, all those who are going to become Tirthankars and have now attained a body that is still yet to attain absolute knowledge, their discharge from the very birth is all discharge. They do not, why is it called all discharge moha? Because they don't have moha in anything. Moha means nothing, absolutely nothing deludes them. Nothing deludes them, you see?
Yes. Dada dice que los Tirthankars Lord, antes de obtener el Keval Nan, el absoluto Nan, de estar en absoluto Nan, tenían descarga. No tenían moja, porque moja solamente, moja usada sola, es carga, ilusión, quiero, esto es mío, y esto crea resultados. Los Tirthankar Lord solo descargaban, nada los diluía.
And because they do not have moha from the beginning of their life, they also marry without any moha. They become the father of a daughter without any moha. Well, and if you forget about the examples of Lord Mahavir, who had a daughter and who did get married, you see. But our Dada, from the birth only, he did not have really moha. He did not. He came into this world of ours. He came into this world of ours and he had no moha. He did not have moha, and we are aware of his own stories, you see. He got married, no moha. He was the father of a boy and then a little girl, no moha. In fact, Niruma, and it's written, that Hiraba, his wife, was saying that I have never seen him carry, like a father would carry that little one, the little baby, and he never didn't lift the little ones up and cuddle them, There was no moha. There was none of this sense of mine. Moha means this is mine, you see. We're going into some very subtle definitions of this illusion, charge illusion, and discharge illusion, you see.
Yes. Lord Mahavir se casó y tuvo una hija, Dada vino y no tenía moja, se casó y no tenía moja, tuvo un hijo, tuvo una hija y no tuvo moja. Y Niruma decía que Nirava decía que nunca cargaba a los pequeños, Dada, y no tenía moja, este sentido de pertenencia. no cargaba ilusión, descargaba.
And Dadashri says, is that all Charitramoha? I mean, Lord Mahavir had a daughter and a son-in-law, and Dada had married Hiraba, and then he had a son and a daughter. The previous Gnani, Srimad Rajchandra, had 4 children, got married, had 4 children. Is that all Charitramoha? Is that all conduct in discharge? Dadashi says, yes, it's all Charitramoha.
Dada decía que todo es Charitramoha. Entonces, Lord Mahavir se casó, tuvo una hija, Dada se casó, tuvo una hija, un hijo, y el Nani anterior, Dimachandra, tuvo 4 hijas. ¿Es todo esto Charitramoha? Y Dada dice, sí, todo es Charitramoha.
Yeah, there's a Gujarati word called prarabdha. I'm just giving it to you, but this discharge. In other words, it is that which was caused is now in front as discharge, and the discharge has to be suffered. In other words, you suffer it. There are 2 ways to suffer anything: either to see it or to suffer it and rise with from the knowledge of the suffering, you see?
Yes. Lo creado va a crear, es la descarga, ¿no? Y la descarga debe ser sufrida o observada, vista.
Yeah, that has to be suffered. The Lord had to suffer it. Lord Krishna got married. He had many, many wives, many queens. But it was all part of the prarabdha discharge, Charitramoha, in a previous life, if your energies are such that I can handle 1,000 women as wives, then that energy is manifest for you if it was charged in that way, okay? So, some people charge 2 wives, some people charge 4 wives, some people charge no wife, 0, and I don't want any wife, or I don't want any husband. So this is how it is. This is Charitramoha.
Lord Krishna tuvo miles de esposas, reinas, y todo eso es Charitramoha. Y cómo fue creado, probablemente en la vida pasada, él pensó que podía manejar miles de esposas. Entonces lo cargó. Algunos cargan tener 2 esposas, 4 esposas, algunos 0 esposas o esposos. Y así es que funciona Charitramoha.
So the question is, what Dada says, how can life go on? How can life go on with this kind of moha? This, Dada's, people of the world will say, what? You got married? You got children? You're talking about liberation. You yourself are not liberated. You see, right? They will say that, you yourself are not liberated. And you see, but Dada says they will not understand. Those people of the world will not understand. They see our Dada in his black cap, this dress, this, garland, walking around. They will not understand Dada. That he is a Gnani. He has attained kshayak, samkit. He is aware of the pure discharge, and he knows the exact causes that were laid to open such a discharge. You see, he knows the entire spectrum of this relative existence of the one called Gabi, Luz, Mona, Rosie, etc. You see it from all angles, and you are free. You can see it. You are free, and you're free because you can see it. You see.
Puede ser como el mundo puede seguir con este Charitramoha. Y te casas, tienes un hijo y vienen y te dicen, ¿y cómo te vas a liberar con esto? Y no van a entenderlo. Y Dada vino con Shayak Sankit, ¿no? Y él podía ver todas las causas de sus descargas, todo lo relativo a la existencia y desde todos los ángulos.
In the final sentence is the Vitarags, the Vitarags of this universe. You see, the 24 Tirthankars, the Gnani Purush Dadashri, the Vitarags have explained to this just like as clear in the clarity of the light that this is Charitramoha. They can see this. Dada is the greatest example. He went through this entire life without moha and was able to see this. Was able to see this discharge of his. And there's a lot to learn from the discharge Charitramoha of Dada, you see. Well, Dada's Charitramoha, All right? I mean, you need the enlightened one to let you understand your own discharge. your own discharge, huh?
Yes. Yes. Ahora, Vitarag, los seres Vitarag del universo, ¿no? Son los 24 Titankars, que en la claridad de la luz te explican qué es lo que es Charitramoha. Y Dada es el ejemplo. Y él era capaz de ver su descarga. Y nosotros necesitamos un iluminado que nos explique nuestra descarga.
Yeah. All right, Shuddha Bhagwan, we have come to the end of our chapter today. Wonderful presence of everyone here. Susan, Rosie, Guillermo, Carlos, Gonzalo, Devdasi, Marcela, and Marcela has done a marvelous job of translating everything, so it helps us. And the rest of us, here. We all deeply grateful to the Dada Bhagwan within each one of us, and that as collectively going higher and higher in this magnificent light of Dada, of the self within, light of the self within, facilitated by our dearest Dada. All right, yes, oh yes. Yeah, an iPhone lady, what is your name, my dear? Hola, you haven't written your name, so I don't know, but I've seen you before. Do you recognize her? Patricia, do you recognize?
I am the cell phone. I can see.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see.
There's no, okay. Well, so we do see her Shuddhatmas, huh? We see her Shuddhatma, all right. Okay, all right, Jai Sachidanand, have a magnificent time in the presence of our Gnani. That's the most precious. It'll be a beautiful occasion for Germany. Uwe tells me there are going to be 800 people, so that's beautiful. Wonderful.
Disfruten el evento de Alemania. Uwe dijo que va a haber 800 personas, así que va a ser magnífico.
The numbers. The presence is more important than the numbers. We are only a few here. The presence of each one of you is more critical, you know. The presence, this thirst to pick up a new word of Dada in terms of how it applies in my vision is a magnificent thirst. It's a magnificent thirst. It will liberate you completely, you know.
Más importante que los números es la presencia y la presencia con sed de absorber cada palabra de Dada, y esto es magnífico y es lo que nos libera. Thank you, Shuddha.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand.
Gracias, Shuddha.
There is Gonzalo. Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, right.
Jai Sachidanand.
Shuddha. Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, Carlos, Jai Sachidanand, Ola, Guillermo, yeah, and Olga. Okay. All right. Wonderful.